Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Fall of the Republic preview playthrough as the Confederacy of Independent Systems, where we are getting fairly close to the end stages here. So we are going to start off with moving these forces from Volpter. I want to try, it may not work. I want to try to get to Alsaken there and cut them off. But we're also going to be sending Porus Taunus fleet down this way, and Trench's fleet down to Carida. So we're gonna be pretty actively sending everything around. Crap. Actually, no, not crap. There's mostly ground units here, so this could be a good opportunity for us. They're probably gonna retreat, but if they don't, they're mostly moving around the ground units there, and that does include Yoda. So he was down south for most of this. There's enough space units that this could be a problem. But we do have all of our bulwarks. So let's bring in fish food, can of beans, can of hot dogs, and not another donut. String not found, so that, I don't think that one's correct. Black Pearl. Order of Liberty. Lost Souls, and Arctic Hawks. We have a decently powerful fleet here. This is the first use of Mankfims, I think, that we're getting as well. Hyenas, go over there. Yeah, this is our first use of bulwarks, our first use of Mankfims. Bulwarks come in Era 2 generally, so we're not quite where they'd be. But aside from this shellacking from the VSD, actually no wait, that went to the Munificent. So it's still fine. Alright, you guys have got this one down pretty well. Province is taking down the Acclimator. I want to try to make sure that we're not going to get too many more volleys of proton, or of concussion missiles from any of this. These vultures, let's actually see if we can send them after the ground units there. You're gonna head for this side, and you are gonna head for that, or target that. Don't really need to head in many places for this. Alright, I guess go to the fighters, Mankvims go for the transports. Gozantes go for the transports as well. See if you can get out of there. There's still a quad turbo laser active on this, 2 quad turbo lasers, so that can be a threat. Golan's gonna have a shot right now, damn. Alright, that's most of their... Most of their threatening ships have been taken out. Okay, so this VSD is not going to be able to do anything anymore. We take that down before the next salvo, which we did. You guys back to there. We'll lose a couple ships, but for all the ground units we'd be taking out here, it's actually fairly worth it. We'll still have all the bulwarks. It's just a matter of dealing with these guys. Here, kill the engines on that. Kill the engines on that. So we won't actually get many ground units killed, but we got Yoda. And we got a bunch of VSDs, a couple acclimators, and we're reducing their production capability. This also splits their territory in half. We lost affluence, not another donut, and whichever that one was. Except we won't be able to hold this especially well, so we'll have to try to get things out. If we can send Trench's fleet from here down to 2 more planets to the left and really bisect it, then I'm going to be less concerned about getting a counterattack at Alsakan. All the Pathfinders will be gone because I loaded in. Alright, you guys go down there. All the accuracy changes went into Imperial Civil War, but I haven't put them in Fall of the Republic yet. They'll be in by the time we start the Republic playthrough. There's 1 or 2 extra things I want to finish before starting that. But that'll be definitely done by, I guess, next week, which is when it's going to be starting. I'm going to be prioritizing that along with the beta stuff that needs to be fixed for Imperial Civil War. But, alright, you did a fine job. It's time to back off. Nope, you're supposed to be killing stuff. Alright, I'm going to try to switch some of these over to the transports, even though we are going to mostly focus on the Praetor. And there have been more questions about how to guarantee there's going to be more Venators than Praetors. One of the reasons that there's so many Praetors is because we are playing on Cruel mode, so the AI is getting a lot more credits. Another thing that's going to be adjusted is things like AI combat power, which right now is based on a specific calculation. But there can still be small things that throw it off a bit, so we can adjust that on a ship-by-ship basis to tell the AI that it wants to prefer Venators. So again, this is the first time anyone is doing a full playthrough in the mod. So there's a lot of stuff that we're just finding out through testing here. These preview playthroughs are also for testing purposes. So there will be plenty of stuff that's adjusted before release. Plenty of stuff that's still being worked on in general. So for that kind of stuff, don't worry about it. I'm seeing the exact same things you guys are. So with that kind of stuff, it's fairly easy to make adjustments. But we've got a lot of these hard points down. And it seems like the transports are going down pretty well as well. Even though we are mostly focusing on the Praetor. We should have a good amount of time to just kill these transports. So I don't know if they're going to retreat immediately when the Praetor is down. But let's start sending some of these guys towards the Golan. Yeah, they may not retreat. Well, let's kill these fighters first. You don't need to send everything down, but Trent should probably go. Most of his weapons are not going to be great against the smaller transports. Proton torpedoes and all that. Not fantastic for anti-transport duty. Stuff like the laser cannons on the recusant, the smaller fighters, they're going to be good for hitting them. Generally, we've made frigates and corvettes harder to hit, but transports are going to be easier to hit so that they don't sit there tanking capital ship fire forever. But with the other accuracy changes, the point is to make it so that each ship has more of a defined role. There will be some other space combat changes coming up in future versions of Imperial Civil War that may make it in for the first version of Fall of the Republic to help diversify roles as well. So that'll be a thing too. There we go. Carta is not ours yet, but the space of it is. The space between. Break for nobody, and I'm beginning to feel he made a crap mod. Died, but we took down another Praetor, took down a VSD, and got a bunch of their ground units. Let's see how the charts are stacking up right now too, because a lot of those are going to count for a fair bit. Force Tonith is now in position. So we are going to focus on taking Ord Mantell and Roxuli with these northern forces. And I guess we'll go in straight for Coruscant after that. We posted an image on the Discord as well as on Mod Database of our take on low orbit planets. So if you want to see that, then you can go check those out. That's something we're going to be working on for 2.4 and also trying to get in for 0.5 of Fall of the Republic. Coruscant is one of the higher priority planets for that. We're trying to do it without doing tiling textures because to me that always looks really, really bad. Where it's the same thing repeating multiple times all over the planet. So we are trying to avoid that. A lot of it to avoid pixelated stuff. You have a 4K texture you can work with that. Right now we're only using 2K, but we can bump it up to 4K if we need. I believe that'll work with the engine, but even with 2K, it looks really good, I think. And a lot of stuff can be done with like the atmospheric effects to reduce any possible weirdness with pixelation just from having one texture for it. But so far, I think it's going fairly well. I'm going to post a few more pictures of just the textures, or just the planet models in the Allo viewer, which is what that is. Which, it renders it the same way it does in-game. The Alamo object viewer, but we'll get some in-game pictures going as well when we get the map set up with it, because a lot of it does involve things like doing the lighting setup for maps a different way to make sure that everything is still visible, still readable. One of my other problems with how the low orbit map, so this is where the planet model is really big and you're kind of fighting directly over, kind of like the Battle of Coruscant in the movies. It can make it really hard to distinguish what's going on in front of it, like hard to find your ships. So that is the main thing we are trying to avoid, is issues with readability. Our focus, above anything else, above any graphical stuff, is that the game remains playable, like as lag-free as it can be, as readable as it all can be, so you always know what's going on. And so that's really what we're focusing on here. Hopefully Force Tonith doesn't get hypervelocity gun to death. We should be able to take down all these forces before then, but we'll have to be kind of quick about it. Luckily, Invictus and our other two Providences over here should be able to unload on the Golan. Let's actually send them after the structure already. Golan. And then you guys, I'm going to move in a little bit more. You're going to go for the shipyard. Cantival, you're going to go for the Golan. We might lose Portsmouth to the HV gun. His engine was taken down right away, so it was never going to be an option to retreat there. We still haven't decided much about what we're going to do with the planetary weapons. Right now, they'll probably just stay as the placeholders, where it's the CIS using the New Republic, or the Rebel Ion Cannon, and the Republic will use the HV gun. It'll probably change like the planetary turbo laser for one of the factions, and then something else for the other one. We haven't decided yet, but it is on the radar. Again, just we want to make sure that we get all the core stuff done for each faction and for the gameplay, and then make sure we can get it out so people have the mod to play with, to test, to give feedback on, and we can do more refinement, more polishing, more replacement of any placeholder assets that are still in with that. Because it doesn't do anyone any good to just have us sitting on the mod for years with no one being able to play it. And it does help speed up development as well, when we're able to get that feedback faster and know if we're going the right direction with things. So the bigger the player base, the easier it is to get that feedback on what's working and what's not. So that's always been one of our priorities as well. Which didn't go especially well with the time span between 2.1 and 2.2, where it was like a 4-year gap. There was a lot going on in that time span that modding had to kind of take a back seat. All right, trade port. More HV gun. Let's make sure. There we go. Okay. Force Tonith is going to be all right. You can see the lag from the last recording session has gone. It's just from weird stuff with the get our triple Grievous going, from the reveal structure when I used it. I've mentioned it a few times, but there's usually a comment about it. So delicious with butter. Mr. Crabs. We're again at 12 credits. Alright, you guys are going to go through that way then. Hellfire droids and persuaders. I'm going to send the crab droids, delicious with butter, up with Grievous. And Grievous and Grievous. There was another question about the Malevolence and when that's going to be in, or if that's going to be in. It is. The model is currently being worked on by Sleverd. But he is a busy guy, so it is taking a little bit longer than some other assets have. But it will be ideally finished for the first release. He's got the main blocking out done, so it's not a huge amount away from being finished. I would have liked to have it in for the first preview playthrough sets, but that's life sometimes. You don't get to preview your Malevolence, as I always say. I think. Right. PTPT's gotta die. You guys cannot go over there? Yeah, you're counted as vehicles. Crap. We've got Aerotech Corporation here. Take advantage of our triple Grievous while we can. Nice, that actually Works against that. That's interesting. Was not expecting that. Alright, you guys go for the structure. You're not a Jedi, so you can't do the... No. You can't do the Force Crush. What I was going to say there. Oh no, turbo lasers. Capturable ones. Still. We also have to kind of look out for the fact that we can't heal them. Our Grievouses. There we go. Really only need one Grievous at a time going to kill those things. Got 16 lightsabers attacking the structure though, so that's not nothing. This is definitely a ground force that's going to need some reinforcing from the core as well. But they got it done. Amazing what 16 lights or 12 lightsabers. I don't know why I said 16. Or 3 of them. Amazing what 12 lightsabers will do. The A turret, that's not going to do you much good. With that... Oh, there is another barracks. Go behind it a bit, because otherwise they are going to shoot you. Can you make it? You can... There we go. Good job. Guard that. I'm not sure if there's something down here that they were... coming up from? Regarding? Nope, they're leaving. We got everything. Just the corporation left. That was a kind of rough battle. This ground force has been largely depleted. Let's get your fleet back in motion here. Heading down there. And you guys are ground forces. So, where was that space fleet? Well, we'll deal with Serapin, and we are going to do the droid attack on the Wookiees as soon as possible. Got donuts up here. Get a couple regular Lucrahawks. And request for proposals. We've got enough space for some recusants and their CC for us there, Genos and Cruiser. We need to kill the victories. It's going to be a very fighter-heavy battle for us. I'm thinking for the Republic playthrough, we'll probably start in Era 2. Have bulwarks for the CIS from the start. Have the Venator from the start for us, and Clone Trooper Phase 2 armor we can research right away at that point. Our Phase 2 armor model needs a bit of a touch-up as well. All of our clone models are quite old at this point, actually. So the Phase 1 models still hold up really well. The Phase 2 models, or the texture really is what's the problem. But it'll be probably adjusted. You guys, there's some infantry back here, I'm assuming. Needs to die. And let's go take that station as well. 28 Vulture droids. That seems like an appropriate amount. Hyenas, get on over. Lucrehawks, go after the trade port. The Golan and the Acclimator here are not long for this world. There we go. Alright. Focus on the Golan. I don't know why you need to go around like that, but apparently you do, so you know what? You just gotta do what's right for you. These guys are like stuck in this. I hate when you order a donut and it just... all the icing in the box just makes them all stuck together. That's basically what we're experiencing here. Did lose requests for proposals. I think the VSDs were unloading on it right away. Oh, Deconimoid is where the fleet is. Let's get them to Umbara. And I'm going to place this fleet over Telti. It's actually a pretty good fleet. These ground forces I'm going to mix in with Grievous's. Or they just take over some of these planets without having to invest anything at all. I am going to build the level 1 bases there. This is the story of a girl. Ride a river and drown the whole world. Okay, they're still trying to bring stuff between Kashyyyk and their core territories. We don't have as many defenses built up between them. So if we can take out Kashyyyk, they won't do that anymore. If we can take out the core territories, they won't do that anymore either. So it's really just cleaning up those connections right now. Those misconnections. Like a Craigslist ad or something. Alright, Arquitens does a lot of damage. It needs to die first. They're probably the strongest ship of that size. They have a lot of damage output relative to their size. But if you focus them, they do not stand up very long. There we go. There'll probably still be a few things flying into Delta here. But this fleet will be able to deal with them and intercept them a bit. Go. And Sora, you're going to go in for Ord Mantell here, because that was supposed to be our priority. Alright, I think there's a sensor array up there. So that's going to be... we go for first, because Vision wins games. Well, first we're going to go for this. And then if they want to stop shooting Sora. We don't even need to send Sora for that one. You can just go down here. Are there turbo lasers? No. So we won't send Sora for that either. Just for the shield and the HV gun. Well, you're good against infantry, so deal with those first. Droideka, let's just send them for the power generator. It's AAT's action in there. Just in case we do need to destroy the power generator. We'll have the Droidekas down there. Alright, AATs are in position. So Sora just focus on the infantry. AATs will get the ATPTs. Go for these ones. I'm gonna babysit him a little bit so he doesn't go too close to a turret that can kill him. As long as he's just against an ATPT or two and a couple squads of infantry, he'll be fine. These are just regular ATPTs. This is Warm Lonesome, or AATs. Okay, you're starting to get into dangerous territory. Droideka, come up here. If you're all together, you can handle this fine. But if you keep going places one by one, just because of their spacing right now. Here. Okay, you're up too far. Sorry, you're gonna have to come back here. Go for them. And let's actually get the Droidekas down. Going for this. Kill those before their rockets kill our AATs. Okay, now you can go for the barracks. Nope, that's Ord Mantell. Definitely need to check out the AI plans to see why they're always doubling up on the barracks. But I think that's happening in ICW right now as well. Here, kill them. Kill the clones while they're around. You guys have got that. It'll take you a little bit, but you will have it. Should have just set these guys up. That took a lot more to clear out than I thought it would. Okay. There's not going to be any replacement ATPTs. Don't have to worry about killing that off. You guys can kill that, and then... Oh, wait, there is going to be one. Well, may as well finish that. I thought I killed the structure all the way, but there's still a couple HP left on it. There we go. Now there's not going to be any replacements. There you go. This clone sergeant's going to walk into a bunch of battle droids. And that's Ord Mantell. Alright, you're gonna get a Pathfinder. We're gonna go into Kilara. And that's gonna separate even more of their forces. So what are we dealing with here? That's probably fine. Oh, Starship Enterprise. Because there's gonna be a lot coming in this way. Usually anything that's heading towards it when a battle gets initiated, it'll all clump up on the planet. But I guess not. We're technically on the defensive now. I like this background with CIS fleets. Nice and blue. They're probably going to retreat. So I want to get... Get in there. Nope. Fighters just go straight past for the transports. Go for that one. You guys go for that one. Looks like it will be a retreat before we can wipe out too many of the transports, but do what we can. Probably get 3 or 4. You guys go up there. You can go up there as well. There are still the dreadnoughts left, so they may not retreat immediately. probably adjust fighter weaponry to be better against transports. But there's a lot of instances where fighters and transports go at each other, and that's kind of how they're taken out. Most reliable way to do it. Let's go with that. We'll still have some stuff coming in at Hypori here. So let's get them over there. We were holding out on more credits for this. We get Monterey's Trident. And... oh. We may have to abandon ship for now. To abandon ship. What are these guys floating around back here to do? We're probably going to concentrate over Dathomir. There are ground forces back here that we'll have to do something about. But once we have Roxuli, I don't know if we're going to go straight for Coruscant, but we do have enough going on around here that we can deal with stuff pretty easily. But yeah, this will probably be a retreat. 4 Praetors, 3 Venators, 3 VSDs. We may even put a build limit of like 5 Praetors on at a time, because they were fairly rare. I like to avoid doing the artificial build limits whenever possible, except with like SSDs. But during this period, a Praetor, close enough to being an SSD, the relative sizes of ships that are going on. Okay, hopefully... ooh, you guys are going to go over there. That could be a good thing. Aswa, this is more ground units. We have a Gozanti in there. I think with the Gozanti, we win any ground unit auto-resolves here. Bring them over. No, I had a... no! Grievous. I think he might be able to do this. We have enough credits that we can buy stuff. And we have the turbo lasers. Alright, A turret there. Actually, that could be... AA turrets could be over here. This will be AA turret there. AV turret there. AI turret over here. AI turret. AI turret. You guys are gonna go up there. You're gonna get... are we not gonna be able to capture that? I guess. You've got to be over here. So anti-infantry. Okay, that's all we've got for money. So I just couldn't remember what they had. They had the clone troopers, they had some lats, and what was the third thing? That's why I built the AV turret, just in case there was a regular vehicle in there. But I don't remember. Alright, let's get a Grievous over here. No, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. I mean, you're gonna fly through the dumbest possible way. But, well. Let's get another Grievous. Oh crap. They've taken the turbo laser. Another Grievous. You got Grievous's last stand here. You do have to be careful on this side because they will have the dropships bringing stuff down. Get this Grievous in. The repair platform for Grievous. I can't remember if he gets healed by the Bacta or repair platform or both. No, Grievous, 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 Grievous. They're mostly good against vehicles, those dropships, so infantry won't be as easy for them to take out. And that includes Grievous. We've got to be a few companies in. Do we have another Grievous free? Yeah, we need a Grievous in the south. Need a Grievous in the east. Get out of there, Grievous. Get in there, Grievous. Okay, you got it, Grievous. Go berserk. No. Alright. Run down there, Grievous. Where's our healthiest Grievous? Well, it's not you two. Alright, once you're done over here, you gotta get back over here. Okay, get back here, Grievous. I'm not sure if it's Bacta or mechanics that heal you. I think it might be Bacta. Yeah, so we gotta get Bacta. I think that heals the droid right now as well. We haven't made a droid category mask. I want to make a droid one, or I want to make a gunship one. Okay. Grievous's back there. You've got to heal or kill that. There we go. Grievouses are back in action. So the defensive Carta brought to you by multiple Grievouses. Vampire Ore. Unit count bugs. Another reason why we like to not have mixed ground and space heroes. It makes these more prominent. Okay, only one of you is supposed to do it. I don't want to take that from them, because them landing here is actually a lot more convenient for us right now. I think there's the playthrough started before there were some other ground changes where we were adjusting combat power for everything. Like infantry was super overinflated, which is why they're building so many of them. There should be a bit more balance in how they build infantry and vehicles and all that come release, and also hopefully come the next preview playthrough. It's seeming like we'll probably get this CIS one, or Republic one, and then maybe another CIS one after that before release. Okay, one of you go down here. One of them did just run by. I'm actually going to send some Grievi to take the other landing zones, just so they'll only land stuff right in front of us. Oh, you dicks. Try to OB Grievous. Got all 25. Alright. Well, that has been a fairly long episode, actually, so I think we're going to end that there for today. We'll have 2 or 3 more episodes in the coming week, which should end the playthrough. So we're mostly just narrowing down the Republic's forces right now, and it looks like we've eliminated a lot of their space forces on this half. There's still a couple things left. Coruscant has a reasonable fleet over it right now, but soon we'll have oh, that's ground forces. But yeah, so soon a lot of this will be dead. We'll have Kashyyyk potentially taken over next episode as well. So it'll probably be Kashyyyk, take out the stuff over Karita there, maybe Koraleg and Axis and Alsaken, and then have an episode dedicated to these ones, have an episode dedicated to these ones, and that'll be the finale. So, hope you guys are enjoying this look at Father Republic so far. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.